Scanning the floor is one tool that both Luka Doncic and LeBron James use really well to create windows for their teammates. They're able to find windows that aren't there and manipulate. In this video, we're going to go in depth with this tool of scanning and vision and how you can use them to manipulate defenders and take your passing to a whole new level. Let's take a look. So let's talk about this tool, scanning. Scanning is just checking what's east and west of you as you have the basketball in your hands. It's a skill that all great passers possess, and a lot of players will have their eyes up, but they're not necessarily scanning. Like, take a look at this example with Austin Reeves. Reeves has his eyes up, but he's not necessarily scanning. He's not checking from corner to corner, looking at this area and this area, and he's not predicting what will happen next. A great way to become a great scanner is to watch film like this and then anticipate what you think will happen next. The best scanners map the floor and they're able to anticipate their teammates' next moves into space. So notice Reeves has his eyes up, but he's not scanning. The moment LeBron has the basketball, he already sees that Anthony Davis is open in space. He's already scanned before he touched the ball, and now he's able to get it to him in stride. If you have the ball in your hands at all, here's why you need to be good at scanning, and here's how you can work on it. When Luka has the ball, notice he's looking at the entire court, right? He's using his broad external vision to see everything in front of him defensively. And the scanning allows him to read the defenders, and as his teammates move into space, he's able to anticipate what's going to happen next and who's going to be open. So here's how you can learn from this. So as Daniel Gafford moves into space here, Luka stares at him. He scans at that area of the floor, and a couple things happen. Number 9, Davis Bertans becomes aware of that player moving into space, knowing Luka knows this player, number 9, isn't going to move to guard Gafford, and knows that these other two have to rotate to guard him, which will create an opening near the rim. The second thing that happens, Davis Bertans turns his head. Once his head turns, loses vision, wide open lob. Great scanners also scan before they catch the ball. Scanning allows you to pick up on pieces of information presented to you by the environment. So for example, in this situation, as LeBron scans the middle of the floor right here against this zone by the Cavs, he knows two things. One, Mobley has to guard him on the catch. And then two, he's going to have to manipulate Georges Niang with his scan. One simple rule for you as a passer and as a scanner is look to pass the ball from where the help comes from. Meaning, as LeBron flashes to the middle, Georges Niang is going to help on the baseline. Well, that's a great window after you fake and scan to throw the ball where he came from. Scanning isn't just a basketball skill. Take a listen to how Lionel Messi uses his scan to be one of the best players on planet Earth.
But his head is always like this. He's always moving.
Messi is known mostly for what he's able to do with his feet, but it's something that he does with his head that's equally important. Scanning is a skill performed by almost all footballers. It's when a player temporarily looks away from the ball to take in extra information that can help them once they receive it. Now, when we measure scanning, we look at something called scan rate. This is how many times a player scans in the 10 seconds before they receive the ball. Studies have shown that the higher the scan rate, the more likely you are to make a successful forward pass. It's no surprising then that Messi has one of the highest rates in the world. Messi scans an average of 5 times in the 10 seconds before receiving the ball. The average Premier League forward does this just 2.8 times, making Messi almost twice as good.
So just like Messi, Luka Doncic scans the floor more than anybody. And the better you scan, the more often you make the right read. So go ahead and watch this clip and then we'll break it down. But it's a great example of Luka scanning 2 times to create 2 right decisions in a row. So on this missed free throw, if we run this thing back, the moment Luka's teammate gets the rebound, Luka isn't pouting after a miss. You can see as the image is frozen right here, he's already scanned the floor and he's trying to place his teammate on the left wing as he knows after scanning that he'll be wide open. As the ball gets swung to the wing and then back to Luka, he's already scanned the entirety of the floor. He's in a really good space for this. And then after he shot fakes and gets his defender out of the way, on the scan, he's rightly predicting that Maxi Kleber is going to flash to the ball. And on the fly to the ball, he doesn't just stand there and do nothing like his defender does. He's already scanned, and by scanning the floor, it allows you to anticipate and predict what's going to happen next. And so he's scanned this open area, he sprints into the open area, knowing Alex Len's going to have to rotate over and immediately touch passes to a lob. So a lot of players ask when the best time to scan is. Well, there are 3 options. Here's number 1. Number 1 is scan on the catch. So here Luka catches the ball at 15 feet in the pinch post. And the moment he's got the ball, he's scanning and he's looking at these two defenders right here for the Warriors. And he's waiting until Maxi Kleber burn cuts like this right here to set a pin down for Jaden Hardy. Because the moment that he does that, Klay Thompson's going to lose vision. And by scanning, he sees his window, fires a pass for a catch and shoot three. So 1, scan on the catch. Number 2 is scan as you dribble. And so for LeBron, as he attacks to his left, even though it looks like his eyes may be down, he's actually scanning. And if you notice, Podziemski's going to try to jump the route and double LeBron, not realizing D'Angelo Russell has found an open pocket behind him. So as LeBron drives, he's scanning, and then he finds D'Angelo Russell for a layup behind him. So number 1 is scan on the catch, like Luka did. Number 2 is scan as you dribble. And then number 3, LeBron shows it right here. It's scan at the end of your drive. So after either a series of dribbles or you pick up the basketball, you can use your eyes as weapons because eyes sell lies. One of the most important things we teach at our PGC sessions that all players benefit from is when players realize their vision is their most valuable commodity, they can use it to manipulate people. And it's not just the ball faking, it's LeBron scanning like he does here to create windows and pockets to throw to teammates. Because the defense is staring at you in the face. And as you scan the entirety of the floor, you shift them. There's a ton of research coming out in what's called the quiet eye, which is another form of scanning. It's basically experts in every sport who are able to pick up on information quicker, see the entirety of their field faster, and no matter what sport you play, they say the expert is in the eyes. It's the same thing in football. Like a quarterback is scanning constantly, and once they're able to use their QB vision to see the whole field, then they can start doing crazy stuff like this, these no-look passes to manipulate the defense. The expert is in the vision.
He's looking to the right and throws it all the way across left. And he did that the same throw. Look at him. He's looking right. He throws it left, really, really looking right. Not exaggerating. And all he was doing was holding Clark, the safety there, so he could throw it behind him. That you will not see again anywhere this year, I promise you.
The last way players can implement scanning, and this is a higher level thing, I call it OADC. Offensive action, defensive coverage. And this will allow you to take your scanning to a whole new level. I don't want it to be overly confusing, so I'm actually going to draw this up. It's an action that the Lakers and other teams in the league run. So in this action, this is out of dribble series, but what you're going to get to eventually is this right here, where it's LeBron James potentially coming off a pick and roll with AD. At the same time, you have Dalton Connect coming off of what's called an exit screen. So if you draw this up, you get all the window dressing out of the way, and you get to this alignment right here. And the alignment is this. You have an exit screen occurring for Dalton Connect as Anthony Davis ghosts this screen, and the two of them happen simultaneously. You're checking this area on the floor. Here's why you're checking that area. The OA, that's the offensive action. So that's this ghost screen by Anthony Davis as this exit occurs by the shooter. The DC, the defensive coverage, watch John Collins right here, number 20. So as he's leaning into this area right here, it's impossible for him to guard the shooter in the corner. So because he's tagging AD on the roll, LeBron already has his decision. He scans, he sees the wide open shooter. Now the second part of this action, same game, similar action, where you have AD giving a little flip to LeBron. Meanwhile, Austin Reeves is coming off the exit screen on the baseline. Similar thing occurs where this time LeBron hits AD. So as AD gives the handoff here, that serves as the go screen and the Jazz switch it. Notice here, LeBron is scanning, right? This is where that tool of scanning comes into play. He's taking a snapshot quickly, and the best players can do this quicker than everyone else on the floor, but he sees John Collins is looking at Austin Reeves. So this quick scan allows LeBron to anticipate that AD will be open, and he's able to feather a nice pass here with touch. No one's able to deflect it as the big is switched on to LeBron. AD's able to catch this and finish it before John Collins can rotate over in time. Scanning is a tool that all great guards possess. It's something you can work on immediately in your next practice or workout so that you can start doing it in games. Instead of waiting for your coach to yell to have your eyes up, you can do it before the catch, you can do it on the catch, or you can do it after a series of dribbles. It's something that can immediately take your game to the next level.